Hello, this is Sapira Chuk, Education Subcommittee of the Art Commission. Roll call.
Chair Chirk,
Here.
Commissioner DeSantis,
Here.
Commissioner Roberts, excused, Commissioner Clevin,
Here.
Commissioner Douglas.
Here.
Thank you, Chair. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Is this meeting compliance with our open meeting law?
Yes, Chair, we are.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3, public comment. Comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. If you wish to be heard, come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. Are there any public comments? None. We will move on to agenda item number 4, report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding updates to the educational and workshop program outlined and calendar for all wards.
This is Mary Sabo for the record. This is just a quick run through of what we have coming up for educational programming. I wish I could provide some specific dates, but we're still in the process of coordinating with a lot of these educators and artists on the specifics. But for sometime in February, we're going to hear an artist talk from Matt Hodges, who is the art director of Spiegelworld Entertainment. And he's going to be doing a talk about his career path in the arts and his experiences leading a creative team. In April, we will be hearing from Patience Crowder, a professor of law and the director of the Economic Justice and Small Business Clinic at UNLV Boyd School of Law. She will be offering 1 to 2 workshops exploring information related to forming an entity and navigating contracts. In July 2025, and potentially in the fall as well, we are working on presenting some proposals and talks related to developing proposals, applying for calls. Our thinking is we're going to reach out to artists that we've worked with in the past that submitted proposals that were accepted. So using a successful model of application and artist proposal to kind of lead by example, because I know it's something that we get questions on a lot, is how do I make a successful proposal, et cetera. So that will be this summer. And yeah, just back to this, I know we've talked about this before, but I wanted to open it up to discussion for subcommittee members if they have any artists and educators that you think we should work with or additional topics to cover for our educational outreach programming.
This is Commissioner Clevin. So I'm looking at the hands-on Skillshare sessions, and I'm wondering if there's an opportunity for us to work with the Innovation Center, and they can pull together maybe a 1-hour conversation or instruction on how to use the 3D printers so that some of our artists can go down there and have their rendering printed, and then they can use it in their presentations.
That's a great idea to do something in collaboration with them, because we've hosted various workshops and events over there, and they're really great. So I'll definitely reach out to them and start a discussion.
Any additional topics?
This is Commissioner Clevin. Are we okay with inviting outside artists that live outside of Las Vegas to present? Yeah? I think that could be positive too, just hearing another artist's perspective on how they've won awards in other cities.
This is Mary Saba for the record. I think that's a great idea. One of the artists that we've been talking with to do a presentation on proposals, the artist group Paints with Care. They worked with Nico Rusin, who you may remember from last fiscal year's Arts Commission projects doing the Doc Romeo skate park. They helped him develop his proposal further, and they've done a lot of work in other states as well. So they would be a great team to work with, but also bringing people in from out of state would be great too.
I think it'd be nice to engage with the Aboto Collective with their garden. They are opening a garden or a grocery store this year, I think this month or next month. I'm going to find it on my calendar and announce it for the next meeting. But it would be good to hear from community voices who are interacting and doing community engagement with the arts. And they're doing that beautifully. And it'd be nice to hear just a presentation from them, have them talk about, themselves. I just think it'd be like something really, really nice for the educational portion.
Hi, this is Sapira. As for the mental health for artists, there's been a lot of talk about art and art therapy that has not been like an accredited career path in Nevada. That could be something that we could explore. Yeah.
Also, in addition to the list, artist Juan Munoz. Juan Munoz is a local artist, is a cartoon character called the Nino Bunny, and has written a couple of books too on about educating about children with autism, children, and just anybody really, not just youth oriented, but people going through mental health issues and how to talk about those things. I think he would be an excellent artist talk.
Just one more topic. I've been interacting with a lot of folks that are new, either to like exhibiting or just participating in the arts here. It would be great if we have a resource, like an online resource, a recorded, really short 30-minute webinar online that I can direct them to on just simply how to apply, just really basic going over things where, but it's a little bit more than reading the instructions that are available. If there are no other topics.
Sorry. I was going to say thank you all for the recommendations. I may follow up on some of those, specifically following your recommendation for the artists to work with. I'll reach out to you. And yeah, as always, if you guys think of anything, always open to further conversations outside of the subcommittee.
For this year, do we want to make this something that's every month on the fourth Thursday or something? Are we going to make something for this educational series consistent?
That would be great. It's sometimes difficult. A lot of the people that we do work with, people have very different and busy schedules. I think when we get to a point with maybe more programming, then we can have at least one that's like a set schedule. I do agree that that would be nice, though, to have.
This is Laura Machado, for the record, just to chime in. At the last, maybe it wasn't the last education subcommittee, maybe it was before that, we had talked about having one educational workshop every quarter. Because I think just for the reduced staffing that we have, also the reduced budget that we will have. So that seems attainable if we were to set a time every quarter and have it be like a consistent day. Finding a location would be challenging just because the spaces fill up really quickly, but it could definitely be a goal to do one every quarter, which is what we're pretty much doing, but it's not on the same day every quarter. Is that something that you guys would be interested in?
If it's something every quarterly, I think we have more than enough topics to handle here to choose from. do any of the other members have, let's just say we are focusing on four for this year, what would be like the top four?
This is Commissioner Clevin. I think they already have Matt Hodges and basically like his experience as an artist and then translating that into a creative director. The workshop with UNLV Law about contracts and entities, and then there's the other one with the artist Paints with Care and Nika Rusin. So we might have space for one more. I don't know what's the
If we're doing quarterly, that would leave fall 2025. So we could pick a topic from this list or something we've mentioned before.
This is Commissioner DeSantis. So I don't see the chart, but what was in business, wasn't that one of the areas that the artists were interested in learning more about? And I can't remember what, because I don't see it, what on this list that we have, is there anything on this list that is of a lot of people? Which one? I would say whatever that is, to have that as one of the workshops.
Definitely the budgeting and finance,
Yeah, that's what I
assistance
thought.
with the CVs, portfolio,
Yeah.
critique,
Yeah, I think
artist statements.
2 of the planned upcoming workshops should cover up some of those topics. This one is going to be about forming an entity and navigating contracts. This one will be pretty business focused. And then this one will be more for the application process. I was also hoping for this proposal-focused workshop to get, to work into the scope of work for whoever we work with, to create an example for us that we can then share with artists that are interested in applying. Just like not so much a template that they fill in, but just like a strong visual example of this is what I need. Like this is what a successful rendering looks like. This is how you, present your idea visually, because yeah, like you said with the video or like a webinar, sometimes it's way easier sometimes to grasp information when you see it in visual form than as opposed to, just like reading instructions. So that's something that I definitely want to get out of this particular workshop.
And I just want to say, both of these workshops are really good. Y'all did a good job in, really getting this together. Thank you.
So are we going to try to pick a focus? Is that where the conversation left off?
This is Commissioner Clevin. I feel like whoever you guys can get for the fall of '25 that aligns with one of these topics will be great. I know that everyone's busy, and so it'll be defined on their schedule as well. I feel like mental health might be a good one because we haven't explored that in our other series last year. So if you can find anyone, I don't know if you can.
This is Commissioner DeSantis. From what I understand, for the mental health for artists, it's more of art therapy. Is that what you're talking about? Isn't that what that means? Instead of an artist who has a mental health problem, it's more like, right? It's for like, because I have a friend who is an art therapist, has a master's in it. So I don't know.
Were you giving us a recommendation of someone that you would like?
I'd have to talk to her, but I'm not really sure how that would apply to this program, to be honest, right? She has a master's degree. It's a high education in order to become an art therapist, right? But it might be interesting if I could get her to do that. I'll try.
Yeah, we would be happy to receive any recommendations that you have.
Okay.
All right, so we can move on to our next agenda item. Wrong page. Item number 5, report by Cultural Affairs staff regarding professional development opportunities for the art commissioners.
This is Mary Sabo for the record. Commissioner Douglas had asked at the last subcommittee meeting for an item to maybe discuss some professional development opportunities that would be available for the arts commissioners. Unfortunately, with the restrictions kind of placed on the city with our current financial budget circumstance, we don't have any budget to support commissioners attending any trainings or conferences. Within our department and many others, there's a hold on even staff members being able to attend any training and travel that with a budget attached to it. We did pull together a few online free resources that I will send to all of you that you may find helpful. Specifically, the Americans for the Arts has a lot of great resources for professional development. If you're interested specifically in learning more about public art and connecting with other public arts professionals, there's a network that we use, the Public Art Network, the Public Art Exchange. And it's just like a community of people in the public art field. They share topics, resources. It's a good resource. There's some other stuff on here as well. So yeah, I will send this to arts commissioners that are interested and would love to hear more from the subcommittee about what kind of development opportunities you think you might benefit from, in ways that we could help connect you to those resources.
This is Commissioner Douglas. Excuse me. Thank you so much for these resources. I'm definitely going to look into those when you send them. And I guess I was thinking about any kind of conferences. There's certainly others, in different states or cities, but also locally. And there is one that is coming up. It's called BRX. It's in Elko, I believe. But, different artists go there, excuse me, and they connect, and there's different topics people are talking about, but it's also a drive. That would be something where it's like, I'd probably want to be sharing a ride with, just going out there. But that's also professional development, is to be around, other artists who are doing work in Las Vegas, in Southern Nevada specifically, or statewide. But I also think it would be a good opportunity even for our arts administrators here to attend something like that. So when I think about professional developments, conferences or events that are similar to that.
This is Sapira. Since this was brought up in the full art commission meeting, could we also share it? Maybe could I add it to the next agenda item?
I'm so sorry, can you repeat that?
Yes, so this question that was brought up was in the full arts commission meeting. So I think the reply should be also shared during the meeting, or as is that correct? Or do we just send could we just send an email?
For the resources?
Yeah, and that there's no funding for attending conferences.
Yes, I'm sorry, I still don't understand the question. Yeah, we'll share it.
Thank you.
And this is Commissioner Douglas, and I misspoke. It is not in Elko. It is in Ely, Wheeler Park in Ely. And it's a way to engage with Nevadans across the state, and it's a chance to promote the community's cultural assets, build collaborations, and grow the creative economy. And it's going to be held in Ely, Nevada, May 7th through the 9th, 2025. And the lead on that is the Nevada Arts Council.
So some of these professional development opportunities like conference, I find the most valuable thing is getting together with folks that are in similar roles and discussing some of the challenges that we all share. We always feel like we're a little bit isolated sometimes. So even without funding, could we have an opportunity where we connect with other folks in the similar roles to discuss? Maybe that would be like a good opportunity for now.
Yes, I mean, I think that would kind of be more of a, I don't really know what we could do to support that outside of like hosting a.
This is Laura Machado. I'm just going to chime in really quick. So we actually have a quorum issue. So when we're hosting events with all of the arts commissioners, it has to be agendized as if it was a meeting. So we're going to talk about it a little bit more in our regular Arts Commission meeting. And it affects our hope. We wanted to do a public art tour, right? So we'll talk about it a little bit more. It gets challenging when we're inviting all of the arts commissioners to come together to network. But we could definitely encourage people to individually seek out these opportunities. I know I went to the last conference in Ely. It was really great, a resource from Nevada Arts Council, and we can share all this information. We're kind of limited in though what we can do when we're asking all the arts commissioners to come together. Unfortunately.
I see. So if another agency can host it, is that what we're, okay, got it. Okay, I'm taking notes. All right, if that's all the discussion for agenda item number 5, I will move on to agenda item number 6. Discussion regarding topics for future agenda items. Comments made during this portion of the agenda by individual members shall refer solely to proposal for future agenda items and any discussion shall be limited to whether or not such proposed item are within the purview of the subcommittee and/or whether such proposed item shall be placed on a future agenda. No discussion regarding the substance of any such proposed topic shall occur and no action shall be taken. Are there any proposal for future agenda items? All right, we'll move on to agenda item number 7, citizen participation. Public comments during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the subcommittee. No subject may be acted upon by the subcommittee unless the subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, come forward and give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. Are there any citizen participation and/or comments? Seeing none, we are moving on to agenda item number 8, adjournment. The subcommittee meeting is adjourned.